taking the time to listen to us today. I'm Niam, this is Joel, Samuel, John and Aashish. We're here to tell you about our new ideas for what we call the World Goals. Aashish will now read them out. So our World Goals are to eradicate development of nuclear weapons and strive towards universal peace, combat terrorism, resources for the development of medical research, development of third world countries, eradicate corruption, develop protection for countries with risk of natural disaster, ensure environmental sustainability, and improve maternal health and empower women. Now I'll hand it over to Samuel, who will talk about our first goal.
Nothing positive has ever come out of nuclear weapons and bombs. They have created wars, killed thousands of innocent humans, and destroyed the homes of many innocent people. As a world, we're getting better developed, which is good as we are getting ahead. However, with that development comes the nuclear weapons. We need to cut out this entirely so we can live in a peaceful world. The biggest recent sanctions have been handed to Iran and North Korea for the development of nuclear weapons. This also means if we spend no money on the development of nuclear weapons, there is more money to spend on other things that the MDGs require, such as poverty and development of third world countries. I will now hand over to Aashish.
All our goals are important and are vital to complete, but they all add up to create universal peace. When we achieve universal peace, it will be when every single person on the planet will have food. When there will be no violence, war, cheating or terror. When the world is safe from global warming. We will have a utopia. And this is possible. This can happen if we, as a community of 7 billion people, take care of the planet and do what we can to achieve all the MDGs. I'm not talking about our new ones or our own goals alone, but all of them together, as it is possible to solve all the problems in the world with these goals. We should incorporate all ideas we have if we want to achieve our ultimate goal, universal peace. We don't even have to tackle all these goals at a time, but we have to tackle them one after another at one point in the near future. That is how we are going to achieve universal peace and build and develop our utopia. And we should always remember that if we work together, it is possible. I'll now hand it over to Niam to talk about the next goal.
So the next goal is about combating terrorism. Terrorism is caused for many reasons. It could be religious or political. It's a way of getting a message across in the form of violence, which is never the solution to a problem. Many people know this, but are hypocrites as they protest or go on strike, and this could lead to violence, like the riots a few years ago. Then, these can then lead to more violence elsewhere for no particular reason. Attacks like 9/11 and the bomb planted on the underground should be preventable. I will now hand it to John for our next goal about medical research.
This is another new goal. This goal is about improving our knowledge of medical research, but also to widen and maintain it at a high level. We want to cure diseases such as malaria and cancer, and want to reduce the amount of people who have these diseases that will kill. It is said that in 2004, 7.4 million people have died of cancer, and according to the World Health Organization, deaths from cancer will increase to 12 million. We want to reduce and decrease the deaths from cancer and other diseases. I will now hand it to Samuel.
However advanced we are getting in the modern day, there are still countries which aren't as developed or sophisticated as countries such as the UK or the US. In these countries, many people are in poverty and can't afford to get out of poverty. This is a real problem and we need to spend money to try and help these people. This also links in with our other goals from 2000 and other ones like poverty, education and universal peace. This has also helped link to eradicating development of nuclear weapons, as the money we won't spend on nuclear weapons, we will spend on developing third world countries. I will now hand it over to Joe.
Corruption is everywhere, from politics to sports. Corruption is usually started when someone wants something for their own gain and benefit. It could be to win a game of cricket or to gain a position of authority. An example of this is when Pakistani cricketers were paid to bowl no balls, and as a result, humiliated their country and were sentenced to a 5-year ban of national cricket and were jailed. We should try and exterminate all corruption and get the message across that if you want to do something, you should do it properly. And if you want to become Prime Minister, then you should work for it. And then you will feel the satisfaction of reaping your rewards. No one ever feels happy after doing corruption. That is why it should be exterminated. I will now hand it over to Aashish.
This is also another one of our goals. We want to be sure that when a natural disaster strikes, we are fully prepared. We could build well-situated buildings and houses to withstand volcanoes, tsunamis, etc. We could build more highly advanced special control devices that would give us a very early warning of a natural disaster that could be approaching. This would help as less people would get injured or die. Natural disasters don't just affect the place where they hit, but the aftermath and the legacy that they leave behind. I'll now hand it over to John to talk about ensuring environmental sustainability.
Ensuring environmental sustainability is a very important issue and will be for many years to come. It is about reducing emissions, stopping rainforest destruction and any other measures we can take to stop global warming and to save our planet. The temperature of the Earth has risen by 2 degrees Celsius, and at this rate, parts of the world could be underwater in 50 years. Example, Florida, parts of Holland, and if the ice in Greenland melts, then even possibly London. To help combat this problem, we should start projects to cut down emissions and pollution universally, not just in Europe and America. Even though this has been touched on by many charities, organizations and governments before, we need something that will reduce pollution by all. It is vital that we do something to ensure environmental sustainability, and this is successful. And all our other goals. It will create universal peace, our ultimate goal. I will now hand it to Joel for the final goal.
Well, this goal is extremely important, as women need a safe environment to deliver their babies. Without this, many women will die giving birth. This will discourage women to have children. We will find it hard to achieve this until the poverty in third world countries decreases. Unfortunately, it is not safe there at all, and most women die when they give birth. This poverty is a big issue as it affects almost all of our goals, as we cannot reach the areas which need to be improved. Niam will explain the next part of this goal.
Well, men have always been the superior race throughout history. This needs to change. This goal has been very unsuccessful in the previous MDGs, which is why we've included it in our new goals, so it can have time to develop and play a role in our growing society. Women want to and are starting to bring in more money for their families and getting better jobs in better places. They're starting to change people's opinions of jobs, jobs that are usually associated with men. But this is happening too slowly. The governments need to collaborate to make this process quicker. I will now hand it to Aashish to conclude.
We should take up our new ideas and develop them and do what we can to make them work. But we should still keep the old MDGs running because they are as important as our new ones. And without the old ones, the new ones wouldn't work. Also, some of the old ones have still to be completed and we need them to do our new ones. They are very important, like poverty and making sure every child is educated to at least secondary level can still be completed, and they need to be completed as they're the fundamentals of life. We should take each goal at a time and do what we can to solve these world problems.
Thank you for listening.